Yeah, what's going on? It's Kid 1K Phew. Right now, I just wrapped up a legendary interview with my sisters, M&M Live Radio, man. Let's get it. No church in a while. On the way, December 3rd.
You back with your girls, Meesa and Meah from You Already Know. It's M&M Live Radio, and y'all, look, it's the moment you all have been waiting for.
That's right, Meesa. Listen, he's here to talk about his new album, No Church in a While. Meesa, listen.
What, Meah?
He the East Side King.
Is he?
Master of melodies.
Come on now.
Listen, drip connoisseur.
Yes, sir.
You see the 2 Chainz in studio. Listen, we want to welcome Reach Records recording artist 1K Phew to the show. Phew.
Y'all got to run that intro back one more time.
Listen, East Side King. You already know we got to get credit where credit's due. Listen, yo. Phew, welcome to the show. And it's so crazy saying that to you because most people don't know, but we've known Phew for a minute.
Man, it's been
right?
a long
And
time.
I feel like there's everyone we've talked on the Reach roster, interviewed in any interviewing style. We haven't interviewed Phew, and we've known you the longest out of everybody. So this is very long overdue. But yo, listen, bro, we appreciate you taking the time to hang out with us here in studio.
I appreciate y'all.
And I'll even say this, okay? Because, you know, a lot of our followers, our listeners have been like following us for a real long time, especially us recording in studio. We moved studios, y'all.
Yes,
The studio's not going to look the same, as you can tell. But Phew is our very first in-studio guest since we moved to a different space. So once again, thank you so much for taking the time to be with us, Phew.
Hey, man, we're about to make history. I'm excited.
What?
Say it again, man. History, man.
History. Now, speaking of history, okay, we just kind of came out of we're coming out of a historic moment for the world, okay, the global pandemic, as we all know. But I got to ask you, Phew, how's it feel to be outside, bro? It seems like you've been, touring, you've been out here engaging with your fans. What's been going on? How you been feeling lately?
It feel like I'm not sneaking out no more. I'm from
Talk about it, yo.
I'm from Atlanta. We ain't never really stayed inside for real. But I mean, it feel good though. Just that the world is getting a little bit back to normal a little bit. I know it's gonna take like some time for it to really go back into real rotation, but I don't know. I'm really grateful for the pandemic because it really sat me down and made me realize a couple things like as far as like just my purpose like in general, and just really embracing like the gospel rap stamp or the gospel rap genre or title or whatever. And that's why I really started yelling like, gospel rap is back. Like everybody keeps saying like, it never left. But I'm really yelling it for like my own like personal reason type thing. Cause it's like, I feel like I was so far from that. Like not far, but on some like, on that wave where people be like, I'm a Christian that rap type thing. Like I was one of them to be like, don't call me no Christian rapper. Like, I'm just a rapper that's Christian.
Right.
But it's like, now I'm like, no, like, because my whole meaning behind that was to try to bridge the gap, but it was like, God was like, bro, if you already on my side, like, I already made you how I made you. Like, you already dope the way I made you. So it's like, if you come over here for me, like, they going to come to us type thing. So it's like, I feel like I'm blessed enough to, like, have, like, a little sauce and, just a little more relatable, to where I'm, to my background and people like me and just where I came from. So I just really just started to really tell my story and where I really came from. Like, I really grew up in church, like, literally all my life. My mom would walk around church pregnant with me, like, literally. But at the same time, I went to church in Decatur. You feel what I'm saying? Zone 6. So it's like, I'm like, it was in the middle of the hood. My church was literally next to a trap house. You feel what I'm saying? Literally. So I'm like, I was seeing all these, like Jays coming to church and strippers and drug dealers and all type of stuff. But at a young age, though. So I'm not really, at a young age, I'm not really culturally aware. You feel what I'm saying? I'm not really knowing that this stuff is supposed to be like cool.
Right.
You feel what I'm saying? But at the same time, it's like that really is some of the stuff that molded me. And you know what I'm saying? Even though I ain't really make the best decisions, but like, growing up, like it really molded me. You know what I'm saying? Just going to church, because I went to church because my mama made me go to church. Like she drugged all of us
Talk
to church.
about that, because I feel like kids nowadays, they just if I don't feel like going
They
to church,
stay
I don't want to go to church.
It's a whole nother man.
It's a different generation now.
People don't even whoop their kids no more. Like I used to get beat downs, WWE.
Amen.
Like,
and not even just mama, church
for
mothers.
Real. No, for real.
Listen,
for real.
everybody had a hand in it.
At the time I came up in, like, anybody can whoop. Well, not anybody, but like auntie. See, I came up in church, man. That's another thing. Like, when I was coming up in church, it was so family oriented, man. Like, I called like everybody auntie, uncle. Everybody was your cousin.
Village.
You know what I'm saying? It's like I was looking forward to going to church, just like school. It was like going to see my friends and stuff. I really wasn't going to get fed as when I was younger, but just that community. Yeah, for sure. Yeah. For sure. It was way more community for sure. But yeah, I just decided just to embrace where I came from, man. Just stop. You know what I'm saying? And it freed me so much, like, you know what I'm saying, just less stress, and I don't know, like, God just started opening up way more doors for me, like, since I really, like, started being bold in that. And like, the people who I thought I was trying to bridge the gap with on some, like, you know what I'm saying, trying not to embrace it. Now that I am embracing it, they coming to me on some, like, bro, I love what you got going on.
Yeah.
Like, bro, you making history, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying, just coming from, like, like the east side, like, folks not really seeing nobody do that. You know what I'm saying? Like, as far as, like, putting on for God.
No, you're right, because it's crazy. I was with my friend the other day, and she was asking, like, what you got going on? I said, I'm about to interview a friend of mine. His name is Phew. He's from the east side. She was like, Atlanta?
Yeah.
I was like, he's like a Christian rapper from the east side? I was like, yo, and he dope. Yeah. I was like, so people aren't used to it. But I'm glad you brought up the gospel rap fact, because I don't know if y'all heard the news, but gospel rap is back. You know what I'm saying? So why?
With an air horn.
You know what I'm saying? So talk about why that statement is so close to you right now in this season.
Man, it means everything. Like, I got to carry that banner now. It's I want to take full responsibility, because, you know, I grew up listening to Canton Jones. And,
right.
OG.
You know what I'm saying? Shout out that boy Canton,
legend.
Man. Like, that was one of the first people, like him, as they told me, was one of the first people to ever give me a chance, like, from me not having no motion. You know what I'm saying? So it was like, just, and watching both of them and just being connected to them now, it still blow my mind.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And especially watching Canton, like, boy, like, he was the one.
The one.
You know what I'm saying? He's still the one.
Can deserve all his flowers.
He really does.
For sure. And I just got to keep that going. I can't let that die down, because I'll never forget the feeling I had back then. Like, just looking at that and the way it was, like, it really wasn't as divided as it is now. Like, I don't know, it's kind of weird. Like, you know what I'm saying, like with black churches and white churches.
Yeah, we were talking about that earlier today.
We had a conversation about that, and it's interesting that you mentioned, you know, gospel rap is back. Because, I mean, like, we've all growing up in church, we've all seen the dividing line that comes with Christian music, you know, being more so the white Jesus church music, and then there's gospel music with the singers and
the gospel gangsters.
Yeah,
the holy hip hop.
Holy hip. Like, come on now, let's talk about it. You know,
hip hop awards.
Right. Come on now, Phew. Come on. But I mean, with the phrase "gospel rap is back," do you think that phrase, or do you have any reservations about that phrase coming with the dividing line against Christian hip hop?
I knew it was, but I knew it was kind of something that I had to do, because, you know, we all the body, we all represent the body, but at the same time, it's like, it's okay for me to be the arm, it's okay for them to be the leg, like, it's okay for, you know, like, we all got different parts. So at the end of the day, even if it is CHH and gospel rap, like, we still are one body. You feel what I'm saying?
Facts.
But I just wanted to bring awareness to, you know what I'm saying, put some respect on gospel rap too. Because I know that Reach and 116 and, you know, Lecrae, like, everybody, you know, in the CHH genre, like, they've done some amazing things, and they brought a lot of attention to it and broke too many barriers. You know what I'm saying? Especially my brother Cray, like, he broke a lot of barriers. And but with that being said, I feel like a lot of people really forgot about, you know, the gospel rap side of it, kind of. And what I mean by the gospel rap side is like, well, I ain't gonna say people. Me personally, when I first got signed to Reach, like, I was on some CHH, like, know what I'm saying? Like, I'm trying to, know what I'm saying, CHH type thing, and I kind of forgot where I came from a little bit. Not really with my partners, but, like, culture-wise and community-wise, like, full community-wise type thing. And I kind of, I don't know, it was just new to me, and I ain't want to drop the ball. So I was just kind of trying to pick up whatever I could and move how I thought I should have moved. You feel what I'm saying? But now I'm like, nah, it's like, I gotta stick to my roots. I really gotta move how God want me to move.
And that's so interesting. So are you saying, Phew, that when you first got signed to Reach, you're trying to like figure out where you fit in? You know, you're this East Side dude.
For sure,
you know,
for
and
sure,
of course,
bruh, I'm from the East Side. I'm around all these folks, bro. I don't even know how to talk. Like I be telling.
So I'm thinking like so is it a situation that took place where like you was back with your homies with the fam and then they were like, Phew, you acting Hollywood.
Yeah, no. It wasn't never long. It wasn't never on that.
Okay.
It wasn't never on that. It was just, I felt like in the beginning, I felt like I had to put on to be something that I wasn't.
You want to stay true to yourself.
Yeah,
to the East Side. I feel that.
Because I felt like I was gonna make people around me uncomfortable just because they didn't know where I came from.
Okay, yeah, I feel
so
you.
I was so afraid of that I thought I had to move a certain way, type thing. But really, all along, I just had to be myself, but still, you know, display what God put in me, type thing. And I was kind of nervous to do that just because I was around so many people that wasn't like me,
right?
Type thing.
Yeah.
So.
No, I definitely feel that. But what's crazy is that I remember talking to just some people. Shout out to Erin Knight. We will always talk to her.
Erin.
Yeah.
And I want to say it was probably in an interview setting, and I think it was for a press junket that happened. I think with the Blue Miracle. I think that's the movie it was called for the Netflix movie. And you answered a question or something like that, and he was like, "Man, I love how East Side Phew is." You know what I'm saying? So it's crazy how people you were so self-conscious in the beginning stages of everything, but yet that's the reason. Listen, our engineer, shout out to Chemo. He said today, man, one of my favorite rapper coming today. You know, Chemo love that because he reps East Side. You know, there are people in East Side. Like, you know, the East Side of Lithonia, Decatur, all that, Atlanta, period. You know what I'm saying? Who rep you and love what you do because you stay so true to who you are. But I want to say this, so we got to talk about this album, yo.
Gotta talk about
No
it.
Church in a While. So was this collab album planned? Like, did you and Craig say, like, oh, yo, we got to get a project? Or did it happen, like, organically?
It kind of happened organically because I actually was working on my solo album.
Yeah.
And that's kind of some of the reason why my solo album is done before me and Craig's, like, cause I really wasn't planning to drop with Craig
at all.
Not really. I mean, I had been mentioned it like a while ago, type thing. But I guess when I played Craig the album, I guess he had really heard the growth or whatever. And I don't know. It's like cause Craig was really supposed to drop Church Closed 4, and it was just a lot of stuff going on with Church Closed 4, like on the back end. And I just remember having a conversation with Flex, man. Shout out to Flex. I was just talking to him, and he was just saying, "Yeah, I don't know how Church Closed Flow going. Like, I don't know how they gonna do it." And I'm like, "Shoot, we need to see what's up with the tape, then." Because I had been talking to Flex about it. I ain't really bring it to Craig because I ain't really know what his schedule was talking about. But I was like, "Man, let's try to do the tape again." And then he brought it to Craig. Man, Craig was like, "Oh yeah, let's do it." Like, you know what I'm saying? He was like, "That made too much sense." Like, you know what I'm saying? And the only thing Flex was telling me, he was like, "Man, Craig's schedule is not going to allow him to be in the studio like that. So it's really, for these songs, it's really going to be on you to, you know what I'm saying, to deliver. And if, like, we're going to meet the release date or whatnot." But, man, up until the release date, I was in the studio every day, like, up to, like, 4 in the morning, 4, 5 in the morning, like, because I knew how much of a big opportunity, and I knew, you know, how much of an impact it could make, type thing. So I was just like, I knew it was just too much responsibility. But that's crazy because, like, in the beginning, like, I really was looking at it as something good for me. Like, on some, like, bro, I'm about to do a tape with the GOAT.
Yeah, facts. Yeah.
So, like, but I ain't gonna lie, like, during the whole rollout and really just seeing people reaction and really, you know what I'm saying, just really sitting in it and really just looking at it, it's really for the culture.
No, it is.
Know what I'm saying? It's really, know what I'm saying? And I've been seeing in the comments, like, everybody been saying, like, this the collab we never knew we needed or something like that. And I'm like, dang, like, I never even, know what I'm saying, looked at any of it like that. Like, I'm just looking at it as, you know, I'm about to do a project, you know what I'm saying, with bro. And of course I'm looking at it as, like, you know, we want to save lives for sure. Like, we want to reel more souls in for sure. But it's like, it's really huge, like, for the culture. So it's like, we just got to continue to focus on what it's really for.
So much was invested into this project. How did you arrive at the title No Church in a While?
Man, because, we ain't picked the title in the beginning. We had made the songs. So as we, like, really went back and heard the songs, we were just kind of like, dang, man, like, we got to find a name that really resonate to, like, what we talking about and really what's going on right now. So we just all got in the meeting or whatever. And Flex kind of really been hinted at it a little bit because he was like, man, y'all got no church in a while, bro. Because both of y'all, like you and Craig, has come from a space in y'all life where y'all didn't go to church. Like, period. Y'all struggled to find a church home. Like, and I'm still trying to find a church home. Like, I go to church for sure. But, you know, I don't know. Like, I guess I'm still trying to chase that feeling I had when I was younger.
Yeah.
So it's kind of it, and that's kind of been my little clutch or whatever. But that's something I just got to work on personally. Like, I just probably got to get that out the way. I really just got to start really, you know what I'm saying, building, like, for my children, like, before me type thing.
Yeah, building that solid foundation.
Yeah,
that's
like,
important.
Yeah, man. And I got to do that, like, and not just jump around type thing. It's just really, it's real important to have a community, like, of people, like, you know what I'm saying, it's on the same thing that you on, for sure. And,
watch when this when this release, everybody gonna be trying to invite Phew to church.
No, that's real. I can see that. Okay, so listen. So, one album I've been bumping a lot recently has been the new Silk Sonic album, right? And I was watching an interview with Anderson .Paak and Bruno Mars, and Bruno was talking about how, like, you know, since it's a collab album, since their own individual artists, but them coming together on a project, he was saying how the beauty of them being in the studio and working, creating all this together was the fact that it wasn't ever like competition, like other person trying to flex on the other person. It was a matter of the fact that one person pushed the other to make them better. And I remember hearing that with, like, you know, Words Played and Andy when they did Magic and Bird. And like you get these iconic collab projects. Like when people just collab in general, like you got like Kanye and Jay when they did, like, you know, Watch the Throne. Like, so, like, there are so many different, like, you know, iconic moments. And then you have No Church in a While coming out. Do you feel like you and Cray pushed each other for, like the better creatively when it came to creating the project?
Definitely. And we got people around us, too, that's not, you know, that's not yes man. And they gonna, if we make something that's not it, they gonna say it. Type thing. So, and that's right. And that's the same thing with me and Cray relationship, too, because it's kind of different with me and Cray, though, because it's like, that's, like, bro, like, really, like, that's, like, my brother. Like, for real. Like, not on no, like, music industry. Like, you know, at first when I got signed, of course, you know, we was building and trying to figure out, you know what I'm saying? But now, like, now that the years have passed and I done shared a couple of situations with him, and he really getting to know my heart and my family, and I'm knowing his heart and his family.
Like, he'll let you know what's up.
Yeah, for sure. And, like, that man is literally my pastor, too. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's, like, we have Bible study every Tuesday. Like, just me, him.
It's bigger than music.
Yeah, oh, yeah, for sure. Because I told him, like, I'm trying to grow as a man, too. Like, you know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, because I got 2 daughters, like, and a wife. You feel what I'm saying? So it's like, at the end of the day, I got to make sure, like, my tribe is really reflecting, you know what I'm saying, me and God first.
That's good.
But yeah, man. But I said that to say, like, when we was creating, I was really, like, in student mode type thing. Like, I really wasn't on, like, really too much artist mode, because I'm just like, man, like, how should I say this? How should I say that? Like, Cray would tell me all the time, like, I'm real good at painting a picture. You know what I'm saying? Now it's time for me to perfect, like, you know what I'm saying, really, like, connecting the story, like, for real type thing. So it's like, I just gotta, you know, just tap in and let people know, like, where I'm coming from for real. Like, that's what Flex be telling me, like, you gotta let people know you, like, who you are for real. Like, he be like, bro, you be scared to really tell them folk what you been through for real, bro. Like,
do you feel like that? Do you feel like you've been, why?
For sure. I mean, I ain't scared to, like, say
or
it.
hesitant.
I don't like glorifying that stuff. You know what I'm saying? And I don't want nobody to listen to my stuff. I don't want no young boy listen to my stuff. Be like, but if you did it, let me try it.
I feel you.
You know what I'm saying?
I feel you.
And I don't know. I don't know. But I guess it's how you say it too, though. Like, you know what I'm saying? I guess it's just, I don't know. I just got to figure it out. Yeah. I'm going to figure it out, though. Like, a way where I ain't glorified. Because I don't like when people, like, you know, try to glorify certain things. Like, especially, like, if you're supposed to be a gospel rapper, like, and you out here, like, just glorifying negativity.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And kind of bragging on it. You feel what I'm saying? I don't ever want to be like that.
Yeah.
I don't want to, I come from that, but I don't want to brag on that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
I
don't want to go back to that for sure. You know what I'm saying? And that was enough motivation for me to not even, like, I'm so past that, I'm like, I don't even want to talk about it.
Yeah, no, I feel you.
You know what I'm saying?
But
I do realize that a lot of people got the same testimony as me, so I do got to find a common ground and really, you know what I'm saying, learn how to talk about it.
But one thing I do like about you, Phew, is you're the type of artist that, you know, while you may not like to glorify certain things, especially like with the negativity, and you're not that type of artist, I do like that you're an artist that's okay with talking about how you're figuring things out. You know what I'm saying? Like, you've been in the game for a minute. We've been knowing you for some time. You've been in the industry for quite some years, but you're still trying to figure it out. And with you figuring things out and you being a creative and Cray being a creative and trying to figure out how both of you can put your creativity together, how were you able to handle like creative differences, or did you guys face any, opposition when it came to investing into the project creatively?
We was kind of leaning on each other, like the same amount.
Really?
Cause I'm learning on the side of, how can I be a better artist? Like, how can I be a better all around artist type thing? Cray's learning from the side of how can I tap in with this generation type thing. So it's like we was kind of ping-ponging off each other type thing, and I ain't gonna lie, like, I was leaning on bruh a lot for the project. Like, every verse I did, I sent it to him on some like what I need to fix. Like, I ain't even I never just sent him a verse. Like, I always ask like what I need to fix. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes he'll say nothing, like it's hard, and sometimes he'll say fix this part, or sometimes he'll say nah, reapproach the whole thing. So it's like I had to just be comfortable and really just learning, like being in student mode type thing.
But at the same time, were you able to give moments like that to Lecrae, where you were able to be like, you could fix this, or like this could be better?
For sure. Like, it was like a couple songs where, I was like, maybe on this part you could say it like this. Like, it's really with Cray, it's really more, because Cray got bars for days.
Yeah.
Right.
So it's like really with him, I was really more, giving my input for his delivery type thing more than for what he was saying. So
y'all were just basically sharpening each other, but in different senses.
Different ways.
I can see that, and even it's funny you say that because it makes me think of like mentorship and like guidance in a way. Like, I feel like most people, especially like newcomers, like coming up in like the game, like hip hop, music in general, I feel like sometimes they think they have like all the answers. Like, we live in a technology world where like everything, like the internet got all the answers. So therefore, when OGs come up, they like, man, times have changed. Times are different. Like, I don't need your answers, but I feel like it's different with you because I feel like you've come up with OGs. Like you said, Canton. Canton's one who literally, if you don't know Canton Jones, you don't know. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like really has created a blueprint for a lot of different artists.
For sure.
And Phew's been around Canton long enough to know that. And you talked about Zaytoven. And I've heard you talk about like even like Thistle and some occasions. And now, of course, Cray. Talk about the importance of having mentorship in music, in manhood, in just life in general. You talked about it a little bit earlier, but go a little bit deeper in that.
Man, one thing, especially when I linked up with Zay for the first time, it really just gave me hope. You know what I'm saying? And I even want to be mentor to people like that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Just to build and just allow people like who been through what you're trying to get through. Like trying to get to. You know what I'm saying? Really pour into you. Like, it's almost like having a cheat code. You know what I'm saying? Like, because they got all the answers already.
Yeah, right.
Not all the answers, but
they've been through some stuff.
They've been through what you're trying to get to type thing. So it's like I'm definitely trying to surround myself with something like that. So it's like, with Zay, like, he like none of them for like Ken, like none of them had to give me a chance.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying? And I don't know. Like, I feel like mentorship is like super important because we don't get all the answers like every time type thing, especially if you got a dream. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like everybody got a purpose. So whatever you doing, like, I feel like you definitely need a mentor. And not only like in what you doing, like just in life in general, like, you know what I'm saying? Like therapy, marriage counseling, like, you need all that.
Yeah.
All of it's just guidance.
Yeah,
man,
sure.
when I got a mentor in my life, I was like, how did I live life without you?
Yeah, for real.
It's kind of like, because you be having answers, and like
Yeah.
you just be going through, like even just to like just talk to somebody.
Yeah.
Like people just don't understand how much like that would, besides like, parents, friends, like just someone who you just look up to be able to give you that guidance is essential. People don't realize that.
Exactly.
But I'm glad that we're touching on this real quick because, I want to switch gears a little bit and talk more about community and how important community truly is. But I want to talk about 1K Famo for a second.
The game, the squad.
Man.
Gotta talk about
man.
the fam one time for the
1K
one time. Okay,
Famo,
now
man.
listen, if you do not know Phew, if you don't know the Famo,
Thank
okay, that's just how it is laid out on the table.
Thank you.
Now, not only that, but the fam rolls so deep, okay? It seems like everywhere you usually see Phew, you see the fam, but it's not just, the family that supports Phew, but they also support 1K Pizza, and they support each other. They support Tonio. They support everybody that's in the fam. But if you could just kind of go into, you know, what the fam is, who the fam is, just for our listeners out there real quick.
Man, 1K Famo is my family, man. Just 1K isn't being 1,000, being authentically who God calls you to be. Famo is in family always moving obstacles. And then we move together, and we display loyalty, real brotherhood. Like, we don't ever talk about music, you know what I'm saying? Ever. We really need to though, and maybe P Son will drop again. You know what I'm saying? I be on P all the time, like, bro, you got drop, bro.
Listen,
he do.
Like, cause P too hard, like, you know what I'm saying? And but yeah, and that's another thing. We be so real with each other, like we be arguing with each other, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, but good arguing though, you know, brotherhood arguing.
Absolutely.
Like, you know what I'm saying? And we just always making sure we just tight. Like, we not perfect, but we do know right from wrong, and we, you know what I'm saying? We done came so far, man. Me and my brothers done came far, like on some like having real deal relationship with God. It's 1K Famo type thing, cause you know 1K Famo ain't really start out that. You know what I'm saying? How can I put it? Like, it wasn't that godly at first. You know what I'm saying? It was definitely.
But that's real.
So what was 1K Famo like 5 years ago?
Gospel rap was still in the street.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We was still gospel rap. You know what I'm saying? When I was a Future kid, I was still in the street.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying? But probably like, when this was like 2014 when I got shot at. When I got shot at, that when I was like, oh, nah. Like,
that was it. That was the moment.
Boy,
That was the
God,
last show. Yeah.
I'm here. Like,
I ain't going nowhere.
You know what I'm saying?
I ain't never would have made it.
I'm telling you, like, that was a real deal. That was my unashamed moment.
Yeah.
I'm in front of all the gangsters on my knees.
Really?
You know what I'm saying?
So
Boy,
what was that moment? What was that moment like? Take us
Man,
there.
just moving around too hot.
Yeah.
And call ourselves trying to hit a lick on the plug. And, and went all the way left. So we going out. And we thinking we done, know what I'm saying? We got him. Know what I'm saying? Boy, little did we know, boy, this broad day too, this like 3 in the afternoon.
What?
Like, yeah.
The sun's out.
Sun's at the
man,
highest.
what? Like, the road is packed. Know what I'm saying? We getting out, we like, yeah, we got him. Man, so my boy, he say, man, I think bro behind us. So, man, at first, like, you know, we not really knowing what his car looked like for real.
Yeah.
So, you know what I'm saying? We see a car behind us, we like, man, that's not him, bro. Like, just drive. Let's just go. Just keep going. Man, next thing you know, the whole back mirror out. Everybody duck immediately.
Yo.
You know what I'm saying? As soon as that hit, everybody just automatically
on the floor.
You know what I'm saying? It was like
everybody knew what to do.
See, now it's funny. Like, it was a movie off the muscle.
But in the moment, it was
crazy.
I was in a movie, an action movie.
Yeah.
Like, broad day, 3 in the afternoon. We driving, running from this man on the wrong side of the road. Like, we got all type of drugs on us. We could have got stopped by the police. We kind of got to an accident. We died in 18-wheelers. Like, real Denzel Washington movie.
Bad boys for real. Bad boys for life.
No cap. Like, and then, I don't know, like, and I really think, man, to be honest, like, it had to be God on why he spared us. Because he was on our tail the whole time. Bro really just stopped chasing us.
Yo.
Know what I'm saying? So I'm like,
crazy.
It really had to be God. So, like, when we got to where we was going, boy, I couldn't get out the car fast enough. And from that day forward, I just chose, you know, to pick relationship over religion because I was really just going through the motion. I wasn't really studying it, like, at all. But I knew from that day, boy, I had to stop playing with God. You know what I'm saying? I had to stop playing with him because he was always in the back of my head. But now I was like, nah, I gotta really move like that for real. Because I was living dangerously. Yeah. Like, really dangerously. You know what I'm saying?
It sounds like 1K Famo is even I'm trying to find the right way to say this. A way of accountability even. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, since, you know, everything that happened with that moment in your life that you just described, like now this new life, this new community, this new family, I guess, being able to keep you from, or keep each other. Because I'm pretty sure everybody, I've heard P's story about where he's come from. You know, I can only imagine for Tonio, Zay, all of that. I can only imagine
not
what
only
y'all.
That, but like, you know, a lot of them, they're fathers. You know, like not only are they brothers, but they're
like
entrepreneurs.
Like y'all growing together.
Definitely.
Yeah.
So what do you see the future being for the famo? Because I know like you got a lot of different, like, you know, groups or just people, like, you know, like I know like Dill got Indie Tribe and like, you know, of course, you know, Craig got, you know, 116 and you got famo. I know you see all of you guys have such a great future individually but together at the same time. Definitely. And I know with you quarterbacking the whole thing, what do you see the future like for you guys in the future?
Man, just creating opportunities for other people because we never got any opportunities like that for real.
Yeah.
And yeah, man, just really finding real genuine people and just blowing them up. Like finding people who really deserve a chance.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because just me coming, like when I was coming up, that's another thing. Like just, and I ain't trying to throw no shade, no gospel rap or nothing, but I was like, when I was just in the grind, it's like a lot of the gospel rappers I looked up to really, you know what I'm saying, turned their shoulder and really, you know what I'm saying, was stiffing me type thing, like on some, like, you know, on some, I don't know, like Hollywood type stuff. Like, and that's one thing about me, like, I don't care who you is, like you can be homeless. You know what I'm saying? I'm not finna stiff nobody. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, man, I was like, bro, nobody can ever feel that feeling. Yeah. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I always want to make sure like, I give an opportunity to somebody like who ain't really have none, or who ain't really had nobody who believed in them, or who ain't really was in the cool crowd. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just want to, I want to change people. Like, that's what I'm big about. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Cause that's what it's about at the end of the day. Let's lifting each other up.
And it seems like as long as we've been knowing you, you've always been the same dude. You've always been the same person, real humble, real down to earth. And not only is it just through you, but we also see it through 1K Famo, like everybody that you associate yourself with, you tend to keep that same energy with just everyone that you're connected with. Because I mean, like, even when you do conferences and you do like your meet and greets, you're on tour, you're performing, you're doing these different things, you also tend to reach down into the community to also give other people the opportunity that they never, or that people never gave you. When you do like Don't Cap on the Children, you got all types of stuff going on, like investing back into the community that raised you. But, you know, talk about what that means to you, how important it is for you to give back to your community.
That's everything. It's like, if you're in a position, I'm going to mess it up. In the Bible, it talk about that. Like, if I'm going to mess it up, I ain't even going to try to quote it. But it say something like,
I ain't no pastor.
It's okay if you don't know the address, but you know the block.
Exactly.
It don't matter. Just say it. Just say the gist of it.
I'm going to drive there. I'm going to meet you there. For sure. Like, it say like, I lost my train of thought. Oh, no. It say, if you know you in a position to give, like, don't just not give. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I know I messed it up, but
that's the block. It's okay.
For sure. Like, you know what I'm saying? But it's like, if I know I can be a blessing, I'm gonna be a blessing. You feel what I'm saying?
That's good.
And that's just, it's plain and simple like that. It's like that's how I was raised. You feel what I'm saying? So I'm always gonna kick it like that.
No, I can tell that. One thing I want to talk about, I feel like after listening to the album's amazing. I want to go ahead and say that right now. Make sure everybody, you guys, go get this album once it drops. Phew and Craig definitely did their thing. December 3rd is when it drops. Make sure you guys go get it. Out of all the songs, and while like I told you, I love all of them. I love all the songs on the album. But if there's one song, I always talk about your verse specifically on No Church in a While. Yeah. And it really stood out to me. And not even just like, you know, Phew been rapping. Like, y'all be lost in the melodies. Y'all forgot Phew could rap. Like, Phew been rapping.
Can skate.
Phew been rapping.
On the beat.
You know what I'm saying? That's another thing people was telling me. I was getting a lot of messages was like, bro, like, we want rapping Phew back. Because I ain't going to cap. Like, I did go on a little singing streak.
But you brought it back, Phew. You let them know, like, Phew still got it. But sure. I want to say this. I was really captivated by the lyrics your verse in No Church in a While. Talk a little bit about that. Like, you know, writing that and what pulled from you to write those lyrics specifically in that verse.
It really just literally came from the heart. Like, another thing about the pandemic is like, I had started like a new like a new process when I record, like a new recording process. Okay. Like where I don't write no more. It's like I literally like it's like freestyling type thing. It's like it's like I'm writing on the mic almost. So it's like whatever come to my head, I'm gonna say it, and I'm just gonna piece it together. Like, you know what I'm saying? So it's like it's called punching in type thing. So it's like since the pandemic, every song I haven't wrote like since the pandemic.
You haven't wrote a verse
I haven't
since
wrote
the
a
pandemic.
verse since the pandemic. For sure.
What?
For sure. So it's like but from me doing that, it's really giving people my heart. I'm not thinking about it. I'm not trying to, dress it up. It's really, this is my mind. This is what I'm on right now. So it's like, I don't know. It's like I really was putting it on the table, like on how I felt, and just like how some churches and church leaders be kind of judgmental and stuff like that. And when I be talking about stuff, I ain't really talking about like all churches. Like, of course, it's great churches out there, great leaders, great bishops, pastors, like all type of people I look up to personally. You feel what I'm saying? But it's just like I'm more so talking about like experiences that I went through. You know what I'm saying? And just really talking about it. Because, a lot of people don't really like confrontation. But it's like, at the end of the day, if it's for a good cause, I'm going to say something. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to say something. But yeah, I just feel like it was just something that just needed to be put on the table. It was an elephant that's been in the room for a minute. So
I want to ask this real quick. Because, okay, we're going to talk about it. All right? So when it comes to CHH, I personally feel like it's a very large white audience, personally. Sure. And when you get booked for a lot of different like conferences, churches, shows or whatever, these big time churches, and a lot of it's a large white audience. Sure. And you got this kid from the east side pulling up with the gang, all that. Yeah. And do you feel like you still get that? Like you see maybe those youth leaders who kind of like looking at you, kind of like, what's this dude bringing to the table? Like, why do we like? Do you feel like you still get those looks, even like that you did back then when you were like not before music, all that? Do you feel like you still get those looks now?
Man, definitely. I went to a church one time. I ain't even gonna call them out or nothing because it's all love. I went to a church one time. They ain't even let me perform because I had shorts on.
You lying?
For sure. Like I had shorts. I had been with them all day. And again, I ain't trying to throw shade. I ain't even gonna say the church. It's much love, but I was with them all day, and it was time for me to go up, and it was just like, nah, you gotta go get some pants right now. Like,
so did you perform? You get pants, or like what?
Yeah, I wasn't just gonna, I wasn't gonna cap the kids down, but I went and go. I could have just got an attitude and left. You know what I'm saying? 'Cause we got paid and everything already, but I'm not that type of person. Like, I was like, nah, we gotta like. They ready. Like, they out there literally chanting my name. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Before I even go out there, like,
just some
pants. So you're telling me that you're mic'd up.
Yeah.
You did the sound check.
Yeah.
And the shorts.
Yeah. I didn't even think about that. I did sound check too.
You are like on that last step before you get out on stage.
They literally
holding the mic.
They literally said my name. They said 1K Phew. Everybody,
And they stopped you.
Yeah.
What?
I ain't walked out, but backstage they talked. They was like, "Oh no."
Yeah. So how do we push past moments like that? Because I'm pretty sure you're not the only artist that's ever had ever had that moment.
And I do realize, in certain cultures, they say you can't wear shorts in certain churches or something like that. I know somebody had talked to me after that. It was like, yeah, certain cultures, like that's a big no. So I mean, I respect like. I don't know. I respect culture, of course, but what I don't respect is somebody coming in off the street who don't know no better, who got shorts on, and you telling them they can't come to church.
I feel you.
Yeah. You feel what I'm saying? That's what I got a problem with. Yeah. You feel what I'm saying? And I don't know, man. I just feel like we just gotta let go of tradition a little bit, man. Like we're not in the tradition era no more.
Right. Yeah, we're not.
Like, you know what I'm saying? It's just, I don't know, man. People learn differently, like.
People's relationships are different. Yeah. People, how they carry themselves are different.
Yeah, definitely.
Absolutely.
That is so interesting, okay, because that brings me to my next question, because that just like really took me. So we talking about the shorts. We know when it comes to Phew, his fits go insane. His fits go crazy, okay? Like
insane.
But when we talk about how we've been knowing Phew for some time, like it's been the same person.
Always.
Like the same person you see now. He was who he was back then when we first like met Phew. You know what I'm saying? But when I tell you about the fits, the outfits, the sense of fashion that you see now, it goes absolutely insane. Like Phew will show up What a chinchilla
Come on.
bucket hat.
Come on.
Chinchilla covered bucket hat.
Overalls. Polka dot hazmat suit.
It'll be dark in the venue if you got the shades on.
Not
cool.
to mention, he got 2 chains. He got the 1K.
F. She got the 116.
116.
Hey.
He got about 2, 3.
He got the pinky ring up.
Listen, but it makes sense with you.
Hey,
Right? It makes sense. You know what I'm saying?
It could be dark in the room. He still got the shades.
Still got the shades on. You know what I'm saying?
Like Phew is not the type of these artists who come out with just a hoodie on.
No,
y'all.
and there's
Phew
no
not that
shade.
type.
No shade.
There's no shade. It's no shade.
No
But Phew
shade.
just different. And
Different.
you can see Phew in the back. You see the chains glistening in the back before he pull up.
That's what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, look, fresh like everyday Easter. It's in the music.
Talk
All I'm
about
saying
it,
is
yeah.
this.
In the
What I'm
music.
saying is this. Okay, what I'm saying is this right here, y'all. It's the fact that Phew, you have always had such a crazy fashion sense. And I mean, like, I want to ask you, has this always been like a passion of yours? Do you got a stylist? Do you got your wife on the side piecing things together? Because I mean,
Shout
like,
out to wife.
we have artists out there that's known for their fashion sense and icon levels. Like, we got Rihanna, we got Ye, we got all these artists in mainstream. But like, Phew is definitely that for us in gospel, rap, and CHH. Talk to us about your love for fashion.
Yes, and you said mention the wife. Shout out to the wife. I definitely, before I leave the house, she definitely gonna let me know if I look crazy.
She'll let you know.
She gonna let me know for sure. But like ever since a baby, like literally, like I literally got home videos of like my birthday and Christmas, where like my dad, like my parents, they'll give me like the biggest toys, like you know what I'm saying, the hardest like action figures.
Yeah.
But I'm over there on the couch, like looking at the clothes. You know what I'm saying? Like trying to put it together. Like literally having a fashion show in front of the family on Christmas. Like,
yo.
Like changing clothes, going up, going back, you know what I'm saying? Changing clothes, going back. Like for real. Like
these clothes.
it's all video.
I'll be right back.
Matter of fact, I gotta figure out a way to convert that to an MP4 so I can post that.
You gotta do that, Phew. You gotta do that.
Like, cause I've been loving clothes. Like I've been loving fashion. And I just being, you know, I'm from Atlanta, like just, you know, growing up, like watching music videos, like even though I was sneaking watching videos, I wasn't allowed to watch videos in my house.
Okay.
Like, I used to sneak and watch BET.
Right. Late at night, everybody sleep.
But at the same time, it's like it's around the area with Ludacris and T.I. and, you know, Bone Crazy, everybody, you know, I'm looking up to these folks. Like I'm looking up to rappers. Like and that's always kind of been my thing. It's like I want somebody to look up to me like that, but on some like he follow God though.
Right, facts.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I just feel like that's cool. Like it's cool to be kingdom and still, you know what I'm saying, have confidence.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying? And I don't know, man. I love having fun too.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I like to have fun. I don't like being serious all the time. I feel like God like that too. Like God
He
not
is.
just
He not
serious.
He not
like,
serious all the
you know
time.
what I'm saying?
That's
Like
true.
God, I feel like man, hey man, God is amazing. Like in all ways, like for sure.
In all ways, for sure. I definitely see that. So I want to say this. Meesa mentioned fashion, and earlier before we started recording, we talked about like, you know, you getting into movies and film, and then like, you know, music, and you having your hand in the community. Like we talked about so much. Like your future is so bright,
It is.
and you have literally so many different avenues that you have your hands in such an early stage of your career. So have you put any thought into your legacy? Like, you know, like what do you want this landing name 1K Phew to stand for, and for years and years from now? Not besides with music, with fashion, with everything, with entertainment. What do you want your legacy to be?
Man, I want my legacy to be just authentically being who God calls you to be, and just not putting on for nobody. 'Cause that's literally my story. It's like I felt like I had to put on, like, both ways, really. Like, before I came to God, I felt like I had to put on for the street. You know what I'm saying? And when I came to God, I felt like I had to put on for the church.
Okay.
But my thing is, like, no, be authentically who God called you to be. Like, every single person on this earth has a purpose. You feel what I'm saying? Yeah. And that's just, it's as simple as that. It's like, I want my legacy to be like, nah, like, I can be who I am through God. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm not ashamed to be me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
That's good.
That's really what I want to leave. Like 1K Phew being 1,000, like being authentic.
Man, you always kept it 1,000. As long as we've been knowing you, you still the same person today. And I can't stress that enough. But I mean, I feel like it's important to talk about the character of, you know, artists from when you first met them, from when they're up on the up and coming, from when they reach their highest peak of success. Yeah. But huge kudos to you, Phew. I mean, like, you're truly killing it. You're truly making an avenue, being yourself and being that mentor that people are to you and paving the way for just artists that's up under you, man. You are really killing the game. Thank you so much for taking the time to be on the show. But listen, before you go, give everyone your social media and let them know how they can stay connected with you.
Hey, man, y'all get at me everywhere at 1KPHEW. That's Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, Facebook. I'm on Facebook still. Y'all get at me on Cameo everywhere. I ain't never shout out Cameo ever. I don't know why I just said that. Yeah. Oh, yeah, No Church in a While, man. December 3rd,
yes,
man.
Sir.
Make sure y'all go snag that, man. Wildin' is out right now. One call video on the way. It's up, man. As I am the album on the way too.
That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about, man. No Church in a While, man. It's on the way. It is on the way, man. We have our brother 1K Phew in the building. We're so excited, you guys. Make sure you go follow him on all social media platforms. Make sure you go get No Church in a While on all streaming platforms, of course, everywhere where music is sold digitally. December 3rd, right? December 3rd. Keep an eye out for it. We have some more music coming up a little bit later on, and we have more music similar to what Phew has dropped, of course. But make sure you stay tuned. Stick it where you got it, of course, right here on none other than You Already Know.
It's M&M Live Radio.
Stay tuned.
That's where I'm
at. They say there's no church in a while, but we've been wildin'. We've been on top for a while and let my crowd in.